What's going on, guys? Isaiah's here. So this is gonna be for my YouTube fam. I caved in. I know I'm late to the party. I don't care though. I still want to give my thoughts on it, like many people do. And yeah, so today's video, disappointingly, is going to be on the Razer Raion, however the hell you want to pronounce it, fight pad. So this is packaging. I'm sure anybody who's watched this video has probably watched Nihongo Gamer's review, his very thorough review. Having watched Nihongo's Gamer review, I cannot help but feel like he was a little bit lenient on the pad. And I feel that way because he was given the pad. You want to be a little, and the other thing is he uses other stuff from Razer that, you know, he likes. And so obviously when you're in that situation, you don't want to just crap all over a company. But let me just tell you right now, I tried this pad for 5 minutes. And when I tell you, I just put it right back in the box after that 5 minutes. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. I had to give this a shot. That $100 price point is like, man, you see that, you see Razer on it, you think there's gotta be something about that pad. Maybe I'll like that pad. That's probably what a lot of you think, but maybe some of you haven't pulled the trigger on it because of the price point. You know, so I went ahead and did it for you. And I'm gonna give a review on this pad. So, I mean, packaging, whatever, right? So it comes wired, it's a wired pad, plus, right? Comes with a little little rubber strap with which you can, you know, tie the cord together so it's not loose all over the place. Sure, plus, seems like a pretty solid cable construction. Good deal, right? And I just want to say this, right? Because a lot of fight pads, they have incorporated the 6-button face design, like you see here, like you see on my Hori Fighting Commander. This is the pad that I primarily use here. Many controllers use this layout, okay? Let me just say something. There's no innovation needed on this, okay? This, the way it is here, there's no innovation needed, okay? Maybe I haven't looked too deep into it. Some of you will think, man, there's tons of stuff they could do with that, blah, blah, blah. In my opinion, having played on that Hori Fighting Commander for years, having played on the Mad Cats, having played on a DualShock, buttons, they're good. I feel like they're good. There doesn't need to be too much, if anything at all, done with them. So this is fine. This is always fine on every single controller that you use, okay? That's fine. This isn't critical. These buttons are stationary, right? It's really easy to hit them. It's really easy to use them in general, right? Just in terms of comfort, being in the moment, putting energy to the pad, you know, ergonomics, all that stuff. This is fine. It's great. Every pad, you know, maybe the pads that have a trigger, maybe that trigger though, in some cases, depending on who you are, can actually benefit you to have a trigger because of how you might grip the pad. Maybe when you put energy into it, you press down, right? But this is fine. You know, and of course it has the option on the bottom to switch the triggers. So these buttons become these buttons and you have all your buttons available, you know, with one hand. And you can just concentrate on the D-pad with the other hand, right? So let me just say this. And after watching Nihongo Gamer's review, I don't feel there was enough of an emphasis on this. If you're used to this noise when you're playing a game, if you're used to that, this, oh, no, you're gonna probably hate that, and I hated it. I didn't really hear it like I did in real life, and when you're feeling it, the feedback on that is atrocious. Like, it just doesn't feel nice at all. It doesn't feel nice at all. The overall, like, concept of this D-pad, I think is okay. Mute It's Razer. Please, I hope to God some designers at Razer watch this video. Mute this noise. This is extremely aggravating. All right, this isn't a mouse. All right, this isn't a computer. This is a pad. This is a pad. And if you have to hear this for hours on end, comment below if you use the Razer Fight Pad. Sorry, I just got a text. If you use the Razer Fight Pad, tell me how you feel about this. I want to hear from first-person users. If you've been using it for a while, I want to hear your honest thoughts on this noise. Tell me it doesn't annoy. If it doesn't annoy you, I think you're very mentally resilient, and for the price point of which you pay for this pad, I think you deserve more. Honestly, because I don't know how you design a pad, and you hear this noise, and you think to yourself, that's okay. That's okay. You're hearing tons, like thousands upon thousands of clicks in a game. Like, how is that not distracting to you? Okay, so that's the first thing. In theory, the circle-shaped D-pad will be okay, right? In theory, but for some reason, when I was playing on this pad, it's weird. Like, okay, gripping the pad, just naturally. I don't know if you kind of see how my thumb sits on that pad. It's kind of off to the side. Dude, can I just give a real shout out to the Hori Fighting Commander, to the people who work at Hori. The ergonomics of this pad, as simple as they are so damn good. The price point you pay for this could honestly, given the fight pad market, be justified to pay $100 for this in place of this. That's how much I like this pad. That's how great this pad is. Okay, because the ergonomics, my thumb sits right in the center of the D-pad. And most, I think, will find the same thing. This one, my thumb, natural resting position, it's kind of hard to see with the lighting, but it sits to the right side of the D-pad. It's not centered. That's my natural resting position for my thumb. Okay. The ergonomics were not very well thought. The overall ease of use in terms of this fight pad and just being able to use it comfortably, just the experience is what I'm trying to say when you're using this pad. That's extremely atrocious. And because of the ergonomics, that destroyed the D-pad. On top of that, Nihongo Gamer mentioned a pivot, right? Because of the inputs on this pad being so weird, being that you almost have to glide over the middle, otherwise you're going to press multiple buttons at once and you're not going to get the correct input. That's atrocious. For a $100 price point, that is absolutely inexcusable, okay? So, yeah, and this is like the recurring theme with so many D-pads, dude. I would pay, happily, an extra $30 for this controller if they made the D-pad more durable. Hori, make the D-pad more durable, please. I will give you $30 extra for this pad. You can justify that. You can justify the price point that much by just making that D-pad more durable. This D-pad is amazing, okay? And it's very forgiving with the inputs. You know what I mean? So with this one, when I was trying to do just DP inputs and all this stuff, I was getting up consistently, like neutral, like jump. I was getting jump very, very consistently, and I was trying to move my thumb. And the thing is, I was trying to emulate the energy that I would put into the pad during a match, just in training mode. I didn't even bring this into a match. That's how much I knew it was going to be just BS using this pad. Didn't even bring this into a match, because after the first 5 minutes playing with it, I decided this is not going to do the job. This is not for me. Unplugged it, put it right back in the box, plugged my Hori right back up, and got to play. So, there's not a whole lot else that I really care about concerning this pad. I mean, it has little added features like that's a headphone port, right? A headphone jack and all this stuff. And you got the touch pad. I mean, the PlayStation touch right there, whatever. I don't really care about that stuff. What I care about is my pad going to be effective when I'm playing the game? Is it going to do what I want it to do? And for a $100 price point, I think they did such a terrible job with this pad. Like, I almost don't even feel like getting my money back. I feel like just throwing this damn thing in the garbage because I don't want anybody else to play on it. Okay, scathing review for you guys. I don't want this to go on for too long, but let me just say one more thing. Because overall, like, if they just went back, completely revamped this directional pad, completely redid it, maybe there might be some saving grace. I have to say, like, the ergonomics, like, move the D-pad more over here. Fuck this pad. Like, people focus so much on other shit with their controllers. Like, when you're trying to make a designated, they said competition ready. That's what they said with this, competition ready. This fucking thing is not competition ready, okay? This is more competition ready than this thing by a mile, okay? By several miles, actually, a magnitude, okay? Dude, just fucking get rid of this, man. It's a fight pad. It's not that serious, dude. Yeah, move the D-pad over here, revamp the D-pad, keep it the shape, keep the weight of the pad. This weighs as much as the Hori, mind you. So as far as like holding this for hours, you should be okay. But revamp the ergonomics, revamp the D-pad, okay? And you should be okay from there, you know? And try redoing this Razer Raion V2, right? And let's see where we can go from there. But this is honestly not nearly worth 100. This is worth maybe 30 bucks, okay? The way I'm feeling with it, all right? It's worth less than the Hori, in my opinion, because of the actual experience with the directional pad and how important a directional pad is on a fight pad. You cannot neglect the directional pad, okay? That's the story of this fight pad. That's the story. So that's my experience with it, guys. You know, when you've been using fight pads for a while. I played on the Mad Cats, the DualShock, and the Hori, and the Hori beats all of them. Okay, I mean, the DualShock is okay. DualShock is still good, but depending on how comfortable you want to be with that button layout, this is, I feel, way better with the button layout. Although the DualShock on the D-pad on the DualShock is actually still really good, which is why a lot of pro players will play on a DualShock because of that directional pad. But yeah, I mean, as far as separate gaming pads, dedicated fight pads, it seems like the Hori beats so many of them out. So if you're looking for a fight pad, seriously, for the price points, like 40 bucks, you cannot beat this thing, man. Super light, the ergonomics are fantastic. The only thing is this pad with continuous gameplay will last you about 6 months, but I cannot say enough good things overall about this pad. It is ridiculous, how good this pad is compared to the rest of them. And you'll see that when you compare them if you bought multiple ones. So that's it for today, guys. I don't want to drag this video on too much. Let me know what you guys think. Please, if you've used the Raion, let me know how you feel if you've used it consistently about that clicking over hours. Like, are you seriously okay with that? Let me know. Until next time, guys. Have a good one.